Okay, so good morning, everybody. I got a question after I made the crisp this morning online. I got a question from my cousin Rebecca Warner Trono. She said she has rhubarb, or she's seen rhubarb, but she doesn't know when to harvest it, or maybe even how to harvest it. I didn't even ask her that part. So we're out here in the beautiful outdoors today. As you can see, the sun is shining like crazy. I'm up at my beautiful neighbor's house, Helen Marshy, and she's been one to allow me to get rhubarb from her bush, her plants for quite a while here. And as a matter of fact, that's where the rhubarb came from to make this morning's crisp. So we're going to go over to her plant, and I'm going to show you. Just want to remind you that we've been cutting for quite a while from her bush, so I'm going to show you what it looks like, but I'm also going to tell you that this one has been well trimmed now. Before we started taking anything out of it, it was like double the thickness, but it's probably a good idea for you to see what it's like now that it's been trimmed out a lot, because she's taken out of here, I've taken out of here, and so hasn't her family's. So know that when I show you this bush, I'm going to show you it, but it's also going to have been thinned out quite a lot because we've been cutting it. We've been cutting the thicker pieces so that the nice shoots can come up and grow through again. So let me turn my camera around here if I can, somewhere around here. I don't know, is it going to let me? No, it's not going to let me. So here we go. This is what the bush looks like right here. This is the whole bush. And again, you can see spaces through it now because we have been cutting from here for the last 3 weeks or so. I know she definitely has been. So again, here we go. Look at the beautiful phlox in the background. Talk about having a squirrel moment. I'm talking about rhubarb and I'm like, oh, look at the flowers. So here we go. This is what a good, healthy plant looks like. And as you can see, let me tell you what this is here. See how you're looking at this? This is where seeds came up. And if it's hollow like that, that's where it was a seeded one. You can see them in here. There's a couple of them here. There's a group of 3, to be honest with you. So you can see these groups of 3 here. If I pan back a little bit, I hope you're seeing it. That's where a white flower, and here's another one, a white flower, and here's another one, had come up. If that's coming up, that means it's going to seed, and you just snip that flower off because you don't want your rhubarb to be changing flavor or anything. So those hollow tubes, you don't use those. Those are the seeding ones. So I generally, when I see the seeds come up, then they're pretty white flowers. When I see that, I usually cut them down to the ground at the base of the plant, but Mrs. Marshy likes me to cut it up here at the joint. And as you can see, I haven't cut down at the base. Last year I used to help her and I would cut it down at the base, and she said no. But if it were me, I'd be cutting it down at the base because this has no value. To use this that's hollow, it has no value anymore. But here's a good plant. Let me show you a good plant like this. See how, here's a very good plant right here. It's not really big around. It's not super thick. And see, this is a strawberry rhubarb. See how it has the red color here? So then you would take it down here. I hope you can see where I'm going. Down here, I'm going to pan back long enough so that you can see it because I cannot see what you're seeing. You go down to the base like this and you just cut it like that. Now this is a thin piece, so I'm going to cut one beside it. See how this is a bit thicker right here where my knife is showing you? Go down to the base and just cut it right there at the base. Just slip it right off. Oops, I didn't cut it quite deep enough because I didn't want to hit the one behind it. And see how... Okay, and see what you've got? You have this first. You have this nice, beautiful red, a strawberry rhubarb piece with a big branch on it. And all you do from here, which I'm trying to hold the camera and do this at the same time, so it's kind of hard, but you just clip it off here where your big old leaf is, and then you just toss that leaf. And this is what you get left, which is what we saw on the kitchen table. These are the pieces. So they range. A plant ranges. Like I did take this little one so I could show you the difference. This one, how thick this one is here, and how thin this one is here. Well, let me get the top off of this one too quickly. Right there. Toss that for a minute. And you can see the difference in thickness in the 2 of these right here. See? So they vary. Some of them are sweet and tiny. I even use the really fat ones because then I can cut them down the center core like you saw me doing earlier. Cut down the center core and make 2 passes at that long stalk, that thicker stalk. And when I'm cutting, I'm going to show you what it looks like again. This is like, again, a well-groomed plant, however. This is not the day that we came here and first started cutting from this. This plant has been getting cut, about a month. It has been about a month, definitely, for sure. These shoots that you're seeing here are going to grow taller, and you can see here there's one that had the flowers on it again to seed. So this is an extremely well-grew, well cared for, well-loved, well-used rhubarb plant. There's actually more than one in here because there's two. See them? This is what it looks like. So this is how you get to this, Rebecca. And those huge leaves, you just take them off the top, toss them over because you don't need those, but that's what it looks like. I'll give you a good close-up of the leaf. It's exactly what those leaves look like. See how beautiful they are? But of course you don't use them. You only want this stalk. Okay? So there you go. And then you saw how I cut it up in the house. So from here you go to how I was cutting it up. And yeah, if you have any more questions, let me know. We can go out and explore anything you all need to know. Bye.